thing called tuna sashimi. 3, 2, 1.
Hello guys, Tunia back again. Well, I've picked up a lot of retro stuff lately, and I went to Japan and these are over the last essentially 2 months. I went to Japan, picked up a lot of stuff in Japan, and then I sort of got back into picking up retro games after Japan and picked up a load of stuff. So I've been meaning to do a pickup video. There's quite a bit of stuff, but I haven't had a chance to because I've been doing some work in the house and there's been a lot of noise and stuff, but it's a quiet night, so I'm going to do the pickup video. So what we're going to do is first I'm going to go for the PlayStation stuff because I'm going to have to move stuff in and out. So just before I went on holiday, literally the week I went on holiday, East 10 Nordics came out on the PS5. I've been waiting over a year for this, taking a year to translate this, can't believe it. But yeah, so I've been playing this quite a bit since I come back, and if you like the East games, it's very nice actually. It did take me a little bit longer to get into it than some of the other East games, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm still going. The other things, so basically when I was in Japan, I wanted to pick up a load of shoot 'em ups, and I was looking for the M2 games. You wouldn't believe how hard they are to find the M2 games on PlayStation. Get them on Switch all over the place. PlayStation, really difficult. So I picked these up in various places. So we got the Same collection, M2. Very nice collection. I wanted to pick these up. I've changed the covers on them, by the way, because they're like reversible covers. So we got Same, some Fire Shark, Flying Shark and Fire Shark. This is not an M2 game, but this is Trouble Witches Neo, which is the last edition of Trouble Witches. It's been updated. It came out, I think it was in March, something like that. Do you think I could find this in Japan? No chance. I literally had to order it brand new off a British seller when I came home. Because literally I couldn't find this anywhere in Japan. I looked everywhere for it. But very nice, very nice. If you like the Trouble Witches games, this is definitely worth picking up. I also picked up Tiger Heli and Kuroko Tiger. So that's a really nice collection again. As you can see, I've done the reverse cover thing. I wanted to get this, so I managed to pick that up. I also picked up Zero Fire. So it's got a Zero Wing on the front of it, but it's got a reversible cover. This is Zero Fire, so you get a Hellfire and Zero Wing M2. So I picked that up as well. I also picked up Macross. This was pretty cheap. I thought I'd give it a go. It's not particularly very good. I wouldn't suggest buy it, to be honest. It looks okay, but it forces you to play with an analog stick, and it doesn't play that well. Plus, it's incredibly hard. Even on easy, it's very difficult, and it's not that much fun, to be honest. Another game I wanted to get, oops, as I just knackered the camera. Another game I wanted to get was Raiden 4. So this is Raiden 4 Mikado Mix to go with my Raiden 3 Mikado Mix. But I actually picked this up in Mikado Arcade myself because they sell sort of stuff in there, and they were selling the collector's edition of this as well. So I picked up that on the PS5. And then sticking with PlayStation at this moment, there's been a Black Friday sale on, even though I don't think it's Black Friday yet. But I've picked up a few things. Oh, sorry. One thing I did pick up just as I went as well was Astrobot, which I've played about maybe a third through it so far, and it's fantastic. But I haven't had a chance to go back to it because I've been playing East. But I need to get back into that. But anyway. Yeah, so I picked up a few games on the Black Friday deals that were flying around. So, and these were cheap basically, they're about 15 quid each. So I picked up the Sonic Superstars, so I quite like a Sonic game. Even though I end up buying a Sonic game every year and never playing it. I picked up Prince of Persia. Unfortunately, the studio made this. I think they pretty much abandoned them. I know it was Ubisoft, but part of them, they're gone, I think, now. And the game has been abandoned, but it's supposed to be very good. So yeah, I picked that up. That was like 15 quid. I picked up Double Dragon, Gaiden, the Rise of the Dragons. This is like a 2D Double Dragon game. I don't know if you can see it in there. I've played it briefly on PC, the demo of it, and it is really cool. So yeah, that was cheap as well. And I also picked up the RRC game from last year, the EA one that came out, and it was like, it wasn't very well made and had loads of problems and frame rate issues and things like that. So it's been a year. It was 15 quid, so I thought, I'll give it a go. Turns out they've pretty much fixed it on PS5, and it runs lovely and plays really well, and there's loads of content, so I need to get into that as well. And I think that is it for PlayStation. So I'm going to quickly shuffle these out of the way because I haven't got room on this table for everything I've got. Oh, I also got Lords of the Fallen coming, which was like $12.99. So yeah, couldn't resist to get that for $12.99. So let's go into PC Engine. I picked up a few PC Engine games when I was there as well. So starting off, I got a couple of unboxed games. So I got Chicka Tyson, which is Cloudmaster. I also picked up Final Blaster, which it's not particularly the greatest game in the world, Final Blaster, but if the camera will sync onto it, I don't know which one it is. No, it won't sync on there. Final Blaster, anyway. Let me do that to see if that helps. Final Blaster, vertical shoot 'em up. I don't like the way it scrolls personally, but I had it before and just wanted it back. And I also picked up Paranoia, which is another shoot 'em up side to scrolling one. Quite an odd one with very strange enemies. I picked up a few CD games as well. Oh, actually, I got more cartridge. I got more cartridge games for you. I picked up a boxed 1943. Very nice, another shoot 'em up, funny enough. Very nice shoot 'em up, vertical scrolling. Really nice conversion on the PC Engine. In fact, I think I prefer the PC Engine one to the arcade one. So Cybercore, which is another vertical scrolling shmup, which I never had. I seen this for a decent price, so I thought I'd get that as well. Let's have a look what else I got. Yeah. Oh. I also picked up a couple of CD games. Oh, actually, I got some more cartridge games as well. Those ones were from Japan. This was picked up after Japan. So there's a boxed Alien Crush. I did have a cartridge one there, but I wanted the boxed one. There is a reason for I wanted the boxed one, because I wanted to go with Devil Crush. So I've got the two main pinball games on the PC Engine. They're both very good. There is a third one as well, which I might try and get hold of. So I picked them up. Very nice pickups they are. I could not find that in Japan anyway. I had to end up getting it off Yahoo Japan and buy because I just couldn't find it anyway. I looked everywhere for it. The other one I wanted to get is Tower of Duraga with the remake that came on the PC Engine. This is like an updated version of the arcade game, and it comes with like a CD cover, which is weird, which is not a CD game, it's a cartridge game. So that was that. I also picked up, in Japan, I picked up Super Darius 2 on CD. Very nice game indeed. But it's a unique game as well. It's not the arcade one. It's got some unique bosses and stuff as well. I also picked up Fatal Fury Special on the arcade card. I got the Fatal Fury 2, but not Special, so I found that, so I picked that up. And I also picked up Art of Fighting on the arcade card as well. I will say the PC Engine conversions of the Neo Geo games on the arcade card are super impressive for what they are, especially the World Heroes and the Fatal Fury games. I would have been happy with them back in the day if I didn't have a Neo Geo. They're very good indeed. So I think that is everything for PC Engine. So we'll move this out of the way now as well. Sorry for shaking a little bit. This table's a little bit wobbly. When I was in Japan, I wasn't planning on picking up a lot of stuff, but because of the yen is half price, it was so cheap that I didn't end up spending that much to sort of eat and drink and go out. So what else did I bring back? Oh, another PC Engine FX game, Power Dolls. I wanted to pick up this. Years ago, I did buy one off eBay for 30 quid, which was cheap, and the guy didn't send it to me. Basically, just took the auction down and refunded me because he didn't get obviously what he wanted for it. But yeah, this is a strategy game on the PC FX. I wanted to pick this up, so I grabbed that for a decent price. So that is it for PC Engine. So the few other things I did pick up. I picked up a Super Famicom. I wanted to pick one up. It's a really nice one as well. It's not yellowed or anything. It took me a little while to find this, but it was super cheap. It was literally like 30 quid, something like that. There was lots of unboxed for not much more, but they were all super yellow. But this one is in really nice condition. I also had that as a freebie, which I think is Mario. What's it? Picture, so it's Pixar something, some pixel puzzle game. I'm not quite sure what it is. Never played it really. And I also picked up Super Mario Land 2 or Yoshi's Island. The first cartridge I added this, which I picked up in Japan, was broken. It's got graphics issues, so I ended up having to get this one off by in the end. I did pick up a couple of box games as well. One when I was in Japan. So I picked up. I wanted to get all the pinball games, the Naxat pinball games. So I ended up finding myself a lovely box copy of Jackie Crush. Not the greatest pinball game in the world, but still pretty decent. It does have issues with the table, but once you know how to get around them, it's not too bad. It could be fun. It could be quite fun. So I wanted a nice box copy of that, so I picked that up. I also picked up, this was just before I went to Japan, or it could have been after, I can't remember. It's one of these 16-bit collections. These are everywhere in Super Potato, and they've got like 5 or 6 games on it. So this one's got Russian Beat 2, I think it is, Firefighter, Project Logic Bomb, and Super EDF. Quite a nice cartridge. They're about 10 quid in Japan as well. They're like super cheap to buy. And I also picked up Pop and Twinbee, the shoot 'em up for the SNES. Nice box copy of that as well. So I think that is everything SNES wise. So we'll get this out of the way. I didn't need a Super Famicom, but I did want one. I wanted to get one back. So we'll stay on the Nintendo thing. I went to Nintendo Land, or Super Mario Land, and I went to the Nintendo shop there. So I had to pick up a Toad. So this is basically Captain Toad. I seen Captain Toad there. I was like, soft toys. I got to pick up some soft toys, and I couldn't leave the Homey Yosh. So I got the Homey Yosh as well from the Nintendo shop. So I had 2 Nintendo soft toys. Don't ask. I'm a 50-year-old guy who loves Nintendo soft toys. What can I say? Something else I picked up off Bai. It was after I came back from Japan. I was tempted to get one when I was there, but I ended up picking one off Bai. So I picked up a Famicom, original Famicom. I have changed the rubbers in these, but I haven't tested it yet because they weren't particularly very good. But yeah, so this is the original Famicom. It is AV modded, and I picked up an EverDrive as well. Need that. I do have a couple of Famicom cards, not much. The YY 2, Mario Golf, and a few other things. I also picked up. The Famicom itself came with a couple of games. So it came with wherever that is. It came with Galaga, or Galaga, whatever you want to call it, but Galaga. Came with Super Real Baseball. That is one of the Gundam games. So it came with that as well. And it also came with, what is this one called? Clue Clue Land. Which is a weird game where you go around a maze and you grab onto poles and swing around. So it came with quite a lot of stuff as well. And it was super cheap as well. So you're talking like, I think it was less than 30 quid. Which is very good. So we'll move that. So that's all the Nintendo stuff out the way, I believe. So while I was in Japan, I thought I'd look for Neo Geo games. I was after some AES games, maybe some CD games. But I thought, I'll have a look around and see if I can get any cheap AES games. So what I ended up picking up was, picking up a copy of Art of Fighting 2. It isn't boxed though, unfortunately, but it was only 3,300 yen, which is roughly about 16 quid, which is ridiculous for a Neo Geo game. So yeah, so I got Art of Fighting 2. And then I found some decently priced, there wasn't much decently priced games, but they were cheaper outside Tokyo. So I bought a box copy of, you can't even fit them in the frame here, a box copy of World Heroes 2. I love World Heroes 2. So that was that. I also picked up another classic, Samurai Showdown 2. I love Samurai Showdown 2. So I picked up that as well. And I also picked up a box copy of King of Fighters 94, which is another classic. And to be honest, all this literally cost me about 150 quid, which is crazy for Neo Geo games, but that's pretty much what it cost me. And I also picked up, just to top it up, and they may as well, I picked up Puzzled as well on the Neo Geo CD for 6,000 yen. So it's about 30 quid, 32 quid, something like that. So I picked that up as well. So altogether, I paid like 180 quid, and I picked up some boxed AES games and one unboxed AES game, which is a bit nuts. You're not going to find these for that price again. Outside Tokyo, the games were cheaper. There was a few others I was tempted with, but then they were getting more into, you know, you're talking like 100 quid or more per game and upwards, you know. So that's the Neo Geo games I picked up. Some off-topic stuff. I picked up a power supply, a bit dusty power supply, I picked up a power supply, a toroidal one for the this one is for the Neo Geo CD. So this is a this one is for the Neo Geo AES. So this is a high-powered toroidal, well-made, regulated 5-volt power supply, because I've got a 5-volt Neo Geo, and they do have problems with power and corruption on some cards. So I bought myself a really nice power supply. It wasn't that expensive. I've been buying these power supplies as well as replacements for the Mega Drive and the Famicom and things like that. They're about 20 quid each, but they're really good quality, and they do give it the exact voltage they say on them. So that's something I went off. Something I did find as well, which is interesting, I've got a replacement Neo Geo CD or CDZ power supply. And if you know anything about those machines, the connector on the back, they use basically 2 voltages and a ground, and the connector on the back is like this weird shaped connector. It looks a little bit like a house sort of shape. So you can't get power supplies from, and the original power supplies are hard to get, expensive, and obviously they're not fully regulated and stuff. But this is a fully regulated power supply. So this is like it's like a laptop power supply essentially. So it's literally that type of power supply, your old laptop supply. You got the cable that goes in there. So that was a good price as well. It was like 40 quid. And I've been after a spare one, and it's not so much a spare one as well as having to, you know, you could just plug it into the UK mains instead of using a step down. So they were like some of the off-topic stuff I picked up. I also got a Missile Invaders LCD game. It's quite a cool game. It can be, with a bit of timing, you can just score big on it, but it's quite a funky little Bandai Missile Invaders game, you know. Missile Invaders as they call it. So I picked that up. I also picked up this. This is a book by, I can't remember his name, Alonso something I think his name is, Spanish guy, on Japanese arcades. So basically inside this book, he's gone around some of the most famous Japanese arcades or game centers, as they call them in Japan, and he's taken loads of photos and stuff. It is in Japanese and Spanish, but it's a photo book, so there's a very brief little explanation of where you are, which you can Google Translate it easy enough, and then it's loads of pictures. I really wanted this because basically there's loads of places that I went to, and there's loads of memories of playing in some of these arcades. Plus, there's a load of stuff in here I've never seen. So hopefully I go back next year and maybe visit some of the other arcades. So yeah, this is a really nice book. It is a little bit pricey. It's about 60 quid delivered because it's quite heavy, but it's nicely done. The pictures are good in it. So that's that. That's the book I picked up. To give you an idea, if I can get this slip cover off it, to give you an idea of what it looks like, if I tell you what, it's just we've been doing in the house. It's gone into the actual book. If I give you an idea of, you know, here's an idea. If I can, it'll show you like Japanese arcades and pictures of them, and then it'll show you stuff from more of them, and it tells you where they are and everything. So yeah, very nice book indeed. And I haven't finished going through it all yet, but there's some good stuff in there, and all the famous arcades are in there, like Hay and Mikado and various others. So that's a bit of the sort of off stuff that I picked up. So this is going to be a little bit longer because I've got some more stuff. And the other stuff I picked up, I did, it's quite funny. I quite like caps as well. So I went to Tokyo Game Show, so I picked myself up an official Mega Drive cap. Like if you'll show you it, which you probably won't. Might be a little bit higher. So I picked myself an official Mega Drive cap from Tokyo Game Show. I also picked up a bomb hat from Nintendo. I bought myself a silly hat. I've got a cool hat and a silly hat. And I picked that up from a Japanese, like a funky Japanese hat shop. So I quite like caps. So that's sort of the off stuff I picked up. So just in the post today, funny enough, Evercade's got some new arcade cartridges out. And basically, that turned up in the post. Data East Arcade 2. Toplan Arcade 4. There's 2 Toplan carts. Toplan Arcade 3. I'm really into the arcade carts on Evercade. That's the way to get it. And there's a console game carts, Mega Drive games actually, brand new Mega Drive games, Metal Dragon and Life on Mars. And I picked that up as well. There is one slight problem I got. Unfortunately, my Toplan cart turned up with no booklet or sticker. In the other one, there's a booklet and a sticker, but unfortunately, this one turned up with nothing. So I have contacted them, so hopefully they'll get back to me and they'll be able to sort me out with at least a booklet, you know. Like the other one's got a booklet and it's got a cool sticker sheet, which I've never seen before. So I'm missing that on the other one, so I need to sort that out. So yeah, so guys, that's pretty much everything I've picked up lately in the last 2 months, essentially, from going back to Japan. So I don't plan to buy anything else now, basically, because I think I've gone a bit crazy, and I've got a load of stuff that I need to play now. So so yeah, so that's my pickups video, guys. Hope you enjoyed that, and you'll probably end up seeing some of these games on my streams. And I got a lot of stuff I need to play. Especially some of those PlayStation 4 games and PlayStation 5 games. They're going to take me a while to play them. So hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll catch you again. So see you around. Ta-da.